Hi, I'm Kerry, best of us in retirement. Sometimes retirement isn't the best. I went to a funeral today. Lynn, a friend of Nita and I's, that we've probably known for 20 years, she and her husband Bert. She was a striking woman. I mean, she was a beautiful woman. She was a graduate of the University of Michigan. She was had a degree in pre-med, and she never got her medical degree. She was a fabulous tennis player. She had taken up just before, I guess 5 years before she got Alzheimer's. She had taken up snow skiing. She was just a very athletic, a very attractive woman. If I wasn't a married man and Bert wasn't a friend, that could have been that would have been a woman I'd like to have spent a lot of time with. But she died. She had Alzheimer's for 10 years. In the early years, she and Bert joined us, and Nita and I and a couple other couples, every Wednesday for a lunch in a different restaurant. So I got to know her real well, and then lost touch because she not only had Alzheimer's, she became bedridden, and so we went to the funeral today. It was a beautiful funeral in that two of her children and her granddaughter got up and gave an eulogy, and the young girl is a high school senior, and I went up to her afterwards and I said, if you aren't involved in public speaking, you certainly need to be. And I said, what do you do? She said, I'm a high school senior. I'm going to the University of Missouri next year. So, but it was a beautiful, and Lynn is Jewish, and as is Bert, and we're not. I'm raised Catholic, and the Jewish people put on a wonderful funeral. They always feed you quite well after the funeral, but it brought to mind, how do you deal with this? If you've been to my channel often, you know I lost my daughter. I lost my daughter to cancer in 2014, and Nita and I have had some conversations. You know, how do you deal with it? Well, you deal with it. Luckily, I believe, luckily, in the strength of our marriage, we stayed together. I mean, when you lose a daughter, the first thing you do is look for somebody to blame, and the blame is mine. It's my fault in that cancer is in my bloodline. My mother died of cancer when I was 8 years old. My father died of cancer in 2010. My younger brother has been cured of cancer thus far. As I know from Shannon's situation, you're never really cured. It's there. From my studies in genome, I know it's a deficiency in our genes, and I'm hoping that genome sequencing and genome editing will be a part of my life, and I can have it taken out of my genome. And I'm hoping that my two granddaughters, before they conceive, have the opportunity to have it cancer taking out of their bloodline. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's genome sequencing and genome editing. It's probably going to be part of the medical revolution that I feel is coming very shortly. But again, and this is a part of my life now, I looked around at my friends who I was sitting with, and they're all in their later 70s. There are very few of them that are younger than me. I'm going to be going to more funerals. I'm certainly going to be going to more funerals than weddings and birthday parties. So how do you deal with it? And it just brings into focus what's important in life, and how a lot of that has been taken away from us as a result of COVID. This is the first time I've been in a room with probably more than 40 people and at a table with around 8 people, eating and laughing and having a conversation and bringing back memories. We rode to the funeral with Ron and Avi. Ron and I used to do everything together. We traveled the continent or the country of Spain. We went on cruises together. We hiked the Appalachian Mountains together. We've done some crazy things together, but I haven't really been around Ron for 2 years now. It's not that I don't want to, but the other side of it is in that 2 years, I've developed a interest in occupying myself with YouTube. And as Nita says, don't go off on a tangent when you're talking to Ron and Avi about what you're doing on YouTube, because you tend to dominate the conversation, and you tend to have people wonder, how is it he's so active and he's doing so many things and I'm not. So we didn't talk about that. We spent about 4 hours with them today. Went to the cemetery, as well as came back to the synagogue. But what I'm dealing with right now is death. As I said to Nita as we were going over to Ron and Avi's house, death is all about they're no longer here, and they never will be here again. Yeah, we like to believe there's a place called heaven and there's life after death, but we also used to believe that you could take disease out of your body by putting leeches on your neck. So as science, as our society evolves, I don't know. I don't know if it's true. I certainly hope it is. I hope to see my daughter again. I hope to see my mother, who died when I was 7 years old, and tell her I love her, because I didn't. I didn't enough. I didn't get to attend the funeral. I didn't get to say goodbye. So that's where I'm at today. I'm sure that this is a part of your life. It struck me that I'm in a position where I have all the money I need. I have a wonderful wife. I have a wonderful life, but I'm dealing with death, and that's not easy. I'll never see Lynn again. I wish now I had made the effort, even though she was bedridden. I wish I had made the effort to go over and see her and tell her how much I enjoyed her. So I guess that's the message of this video. Appreciate your friends, appreciate your family, and tell them you love them. And if you don't, figure out how to. That is, love them. If you've got some issues that need to be resolved, get them resolved, because it can be too late. Okay, needed to get that off my chest. This channel is about my life and my experiences and how I want to share them with you. How I want to get past this day and continue to make retirement the best half of my life. I hope it is for you. So that'll be it.